Hello, hello.
Hi, Call It Crew.
I was thinking this morning when I looked at the time of the year that we were in, that when I was on Grey's Anatomy, this was around the time that I would be going back to work for that first episode of season fill in the blank. So is that happening?
I'm glad you asked. It's funny you say this because I woke up this morning, scrolled through my phone, and there it was sitting in my inbox.
What?
The premiere episode script of Grey's Anatomy season 21. And you know what's so funny? And you know this, Jess. We never know what's going to happen. We are not given a heads up. And so I was reading the script in bed this morning and I was shooketh. Are people still saying shooketh? I don't know. That's a good, they are saying shooketh. Have you heard of shooketh, Jess? Anyway, that's how I felt.
No, just
I was shooketh. I was amazed. And yeah, we're going back next week. I actually have a table read tomorrow.
What?
Yes.
What if I just showed up with you?
I think you should. By the way, Jessica is so loved that you could show up and they would probably give you my seat. They'd be like, Camilla, get up, give her your seat for God's sake. No, I'm back in Scrubs very soon, which is why it feels like the end of the summer to me, even though it's not the end of the summer. But you are right. This is the time of year. This is it.
And it kind of feels like the beginning of the school year, even though it's the middle of the summer, right? It's like the beginning of your season.
Yes. And in fact, you know this, when we get to set, we actually greet everybody, cast and crew, and we say Happy New Year.
Yeah.
We say Happy New Year.
Cute. Oh, it's so great. So great. Yeah. And then give yourself a week and you'll be like, whatever, everybody. See you later.
Exactly. I'm like, oh God, who's breaking up? Who's dying?
I'm putting in requests for time off.
No, I'm excited to go back. I love my kids, but I need a little breaky poos.
I love it.
Wait, I have to say this really quick because I'm using all this cool lingo that's not cool at all.
Dear God.
I did read this thing that cracked me up, and it basically said that it was a tweet, and it was talking about how there are people of, and by the way, people of our age are still using lingo from like way back in the day that's not cool anymore. I'm going to read you some lingo, and I want to know if you said it.
Any of these words, I'm going to be
I want to know if you have said it and if you're still using it, because if we are now, we're losers apparently.
Okay, go.
Did you used to say wowzers?
Never.
Did you ever say wowzer browser?
Never.
I've done it both. I'm guilty of both. Once in a while I whip out a wowzer browser.
In what instance of life? Like, give me an example of a good application of wowzer browser.
You know, if my kids show me something and they're like, oh, Lucas just spilled some water on the floor, and I'm like, not really, like, I don't care that. I'm like, oh, wowzer browser. You could use it for anything, Jess. Try it out. Give it a whirl. Methinks not.
Nope.
I didn't use that either. Cool beans. I feel like you said cool beans. Don't lie.
I had a friend who said it, and I definitely can sometimes be influenced, so I'm sure I have, but I don't know that it was. I definitely didn't bring it to the party.
It wasn't rolling off the tongue. It wasn't rolling off the tongue.
No. Did you seem like what like a substitute teacher would say, like on their first day of class?
Well, sadly, I feel like we were like, I feel like we were the substitute teacher generation. Sadly, I feel like we were the substitute teacher generation. Remember going out to a club and they make fun of us now that we look like we were going for job interviews. We were all in pencil skirts and button downs. Clubbing.
What clubs were you going to? I was definitely not wearing button downs and pencil skirts.
Did you watch The Hills?
No.
Lord.
I really didn't watch much reality. No, I wore like the shortest skirts I could possibly find, like barely cover the business.
You do love a short skirt. You do. You never like went out to dinner, a swanky dinner even, and wore a pencil skirt. Like one, I had so many from Express. I would hit up the Express like suit section.
The bar of pencil skirts.
Yeah,
Give me a double.
Sadly, we are that generation.
Okay.
You just don't remember it.
All right. So the cool beans, moving on. What's the
awesome
thing?
Sauce?
No, but the next thing you're going to say is like amaze balls.
It is amaze balls. That's the last one.
Kate Walsh used to say that. I remember for some reason.
I wonder if she still does.
My memory, but I'm pretty sure she does.
We got to give her a call, see if she says amaze balls. Were you guilty of an amaze balls?
Again, it's not resonating now.
Oh, sorry. You're just perfect. Jeez, Louise, with your mini skirts and your cool lingo. I was out there I was hitting the streets in a pencil skirt saying cool beans, Jess.
At a bar.
And a fucking bar, and I was feeling myself.
Yeah, you were.
Anyway,
you were just Kristen Cavallari.
Move on. Yeah, for sure. Let's move on. How was your week?
Oh, my week. It's so the days just fly in the summertime. My week's been great. My week's been very chill. There's been a lot of summertime brings a lot of guests and sort of fun things happening in and out, and lots of beach time, and they all stay up late. They were all complaining the other night. They're like, it's so unfair. When we were 8 years old, we had to go to bed at 7:30 p.m. and Josie's up at 10 p.m.
That's the baby of the family, though.
I know. I mean, I can't really fight about it. But again, it goes back to what we were saying. It's like, well, yeah, I guess that's true.
The goalposts have moved.
Yes. And also introduction to the first chapter of life that's called It's Not Fair. And if I tried to teach you that life was fair, I'd be falling asleep on the job. It's just not. I don't want to prepare you for a myth. I want to prepare you for real life. And it's not fair.
And Josie's going to bed at midnight.
And Josie is going to take her little pencil skirt and her button down to the bar tonight.
And it is what it is.
And she doesn't even have a curfew.
It's also, I hear, cool I say this like I've been invited to one. I'm like, it's wedding season. The only reason I know this is because of Instagram. I haven't been invited to a single wedding. I have a pencil skirt ready.
Me neither. And I'm a great wedding guest. In my own mind, I'm a fantastic wedding guest.
What makes
the first
you good?
On the dance floor, I'm telling you, the first on the dance floor, the last to leave. I'm super polite. I'm super excited for everybody. I'm optimistic.
Well, it's a wedding. What are you going to do? Arrive and be like, I smell a divorce. You're good.
Does anyone object? I do. Back here in the back row, I do. Doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right to me.
Doesn't feel right. I know too much.
Well, listen, episode of Grey's Anatomy right there.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm a good wedding guest. I like weddings.
I don't know if I'm a good wedding guest. I don't know if I am.
I was a great wedding guest at your wedding. Hello, you've experienced me as a wedding guest.
No, you're great. And by the way, you're ready to party at my wedding.
Yeah, I was.
You know what? We have a picture of you. You actually stole the flowers from one of my bridesmaids who I went to high school with. And you took pictures with the bouquet, pretending that you were also a bridesmaid.
I was a bridesmaid. There's a picture to prove it. I have a bouquet.
It's true.
You don't remember me being a bridesmaid?
I remember you stealing the bouquet.
No. The picture of me with the bouquet was from when I was in.
That is the rule. If you get a bouquet from a bridesmaid, you're instantly a bridesmaid.
Yeah, for sure I was.
Yeah.
I was the best one.
You're always the best one. You should have been. I don't even know what I was thinking. What was I thinking? Were you already? I don't know why you weren't a bridesmaid, actually. You don't have a pencil skirt ready to go.
Wedding. So. I loved your wedding.
Oh, I love you. You know what's so funny? People don't know this. I had my wedding at a really pretty resort in Santa Barbara, and I loved it. However, it was not my pick and choice of where I wanted to have my wedding. We had a house that we had rented out, ready to go for the weekend of the wedding, that I had been for years looking at. I thought it was such a beautiful house in Malibu. And in March, our original date was July. In March, the house burnt down. I shouldn't laugh. Burnt down in the fires in Malibu. And I remember thinking, this is not a good omen. And we had to do a very quick change. But it did end up amazing. but my original location burnt down.
Mm.
Good times.
Yeah, that's not fun. I remember we actually got brought up the other day because we kind of convene here every summer with my family, and I don't leave. I kind of park it here, set up the kids camps, and we just don't go anywhere. And it takes a lot. As a matter of fact, I just don't. I don't go unless I have to go anywhere. And we had to leave. Maybe what was your wedding date?
August 17th. I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah, the middle of August. We had to leave, and everyone's like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "I'm going to a wedding." And they're like, "Who could possibly be getting married that you would actually leave here for?" And I was like, and before I could even say that, Camilla's getting married. She's getting married. I was like, yes, she's getting married.
Did you have a wedding with like 4,000 people?
No.
Really? I would have thought that you were a 4,000er.
Nope, not a 4,000er. No, I think it was I think it was between 120 and 130. I mean, it wasn't small.
No, that's not.
I
don't think. Oh, interesting.
No. Yeah.
Jessica just happens to know everybody. If I'm like, hey, I always say Bob, but if I'm like Bob on the court, she's like, yeah, I know Bob. I just knows everyone. So I'm surprised it was not a city of a wedding. I like that number. No. That's a good number.
Yeah, it was a good number. Very intimate.
And this is kind of leading us into our call it subject today.
Well, because before a wedding, typically, not all the time, but before a wedding, typically, there are ways in which we have culturally celebrated the before the wedding.
Yeah.
Called a bachelor or bachelorette party.
And in England, it's called a hen do.
A hen do. What's the stag
hen do
party?
A stag do is the boys.
Okay.
I do love a good bachelorette. You know when I say that, but that I don't know if I'd be into it now. I might be a little too tired.
Well, we'd definitely probably be past our bedtimes now.
100%. If it was like a bachelorette binge watch and it was like, come over, we'll drink wine and watch, Bravo, I'd be like, oh my God, best idea ever. That's not what is happening
in the
sleeping
world. Bag.
I would. That is not what's happening. They're out of control, Jessica Capshaw.
I've only heard. I mean, I went to a couple of, but yeah, for the very select few, the small circle of very close people did I go to a bachelorette party.
I will tell you what's happening right now because it's all over social media. There's a trend, which I think is kind of strange. I'm going to be honest. Where every day and sometimes multiple times through the day, there's a theme. So what I'm seeing is it's like, we're going to go to the beach and we're all going to wear, a wrap that has a palm tree on, but the bride is going to have sequins. And then there's like, we're going to do a Tulum themed night. We're going to do a pink night. We're going to do a Barbie dinner. And then after that, a desserts, everyone looks like Elmo, whatever the is going on. The point is it's out of control. And it feels like to me that it's for social media as opposed to bonding. It's for the aesthetic of it, which is kind of losing what the magic of a bachelorette party is all about.
By the way, a great bachelorette party or a great bachelor party should have absolutely no evidence.
100%, but there
should be no pictures of that party.
Yes.
If it was done well.
Yeah.
So this is the performative for social media party.
Yes. And it's like you get on the private jet with the girls.
Come on.
And then, no, I'm serious.
A private jet.
People are doing the private jet. Yeah, they are. They're on the steps.
I don't understand that.
Oh, it's a whole thing.
So this is not an everybody. This is like a very, very small group of people that have this kind of money to toss around.
Well, I mean, the private jet part, yes. The other part, no. I think it's becoming more and more common that it's like it's a bunch of shenanigans for social media, and it's all about the gram.
Well, that sounds wild. Okay, so I have a question. If you were going to plan a bachelorette party, now, what would it be? What are we doing? What are we doing? Where are we going? What are we doing? Is it the Bravo binge party?
I do love a Bravo binge party. I would not be so selfish as to plan that for somebody else. So I envision going to some sort of place that's a little resorty and very calm, and it's all about wellness. So it's like you take the mud bath and then you relax in the hot spring, and because I want to come out of it. The last time I went to a bachelorette party, I was so hungover by the end of it, and I was like, I hated my life. I think that you should come out of the bachelorette party. Well, now I feel this way, glowing, feeling better, rejuvenated, rested. What about you?
A bachelorette party. Okay. Because there's other considerations that come in. So I feel that what I remember doing are like, it depends on how big your bridal party is, because it's typically for your bridal party, and then your closest.
Well,
friends.
That's the other problem. I'm seeing bridal parties of like 30 people.
Oh, come on.
People are like, I don't even know that many people. I genuinely don't have that many close friends. People.
Oh, come on.
People are like, I don't even know that many people. I genuinely don't have that many close friends.
Oh, okay.
They're doing like a 15, it's like it's a whole thing. Okay.
Well, if
anyway,
it was your bridal party and your bestest friends, then I would think that you also have to consider what stage of your life you're in. And I think there's like budget concerns, right? Like not everybody's at the same place. And a party ideally makes everyone feel good and feels like a celebration, which I'm guessing if you can't afford something is probably not going to make you feel so great. So these days, does the bride take care of a bachelor party, or is that like a gift for the bride? Like, how do we do this?
Traditionally, I am reading that the bride does not, and it's taken on by the bridesmaids, which is a problem because there's more and more destination-y type bachelorette parties going on. Again, in my opinion, it's for the aesthetic. Right. And it's costing people a ton of money. And then there's that awkward conversation of how do you, if you can't afford that, who do you tell? Are you then not a bridesmaid if you can't go? We have some crazy statistic right now. I'm going to read you from the knot.com. The Knot study from 2023 found that the average cost of a bachelorette party is $1,300.
Wow.
That's
on top of buying your dress, and
that's just the bachelorette party. That's not even, the dress part of it, which is a $600 increase since 2019. That's not even that long ago. And it's important to note that the majority of bachelorette goers spend less than $1,000 on attending, but 1 in 10 spend over $3,000.
Whoa.
What?
That's insane.
It's not even your own wedding. No.
Oh, man.
Just stop it, everybody. Can I be honest? I'm going to say something so mean. No one gives a shit that much that you're getting married. Not a $3,000
I think that also reminds me of when people are pregnant for the first time, which God bless all of us that have been pregnant. There's always a first time where you're convinced you're the only person to ever have been pregnant.
Yes.
And you're like, and you're reading about all of it. And you're like, I'm on the forefront of knowing all things about pregnancy. Yeah. No, I know. You care a lot more about your wedding than anyone else does, for sure. Like, for sure, that's a foregone conclusion. It's just a fact. Okay, but let's go back to this for a second. Because if I were having a bachelorette party now, I think that I'm with you on I would want to feel better after it than before, right? Like I would want there to be like a progressive sense of just, coziness or connection or excitement, or there'd have to be like an additive and like nutritive value to the celebration. So yeah, I think that I would want it to be a beautiful dinner party, which, by the way, I'm not against the aesthetic. I mean, I really like a tablescape. You might not know this about me. I love like decorating for a party. I love little bud
You think
vases.
I don't
love,
know that about you?
No, I know you know
this.
Is
that a joke?
But I love that. So I would love that. And then I would say, like, kick everybody out of the house for that night, right? So you could stay up late. And I mean, I'm all for an impromptu dance party, a sleepover, all of that. Or I think, you go away and go to, if you can afford a great hotel, or, that was driving. I'm not flying to a bachelorette party. That seems like too much.
I think that if you ask people to fly, you have to, as the bride, offer to pay for that.
Yeah. It seems like,
I think,
come on.
I mean,
not a double wedding. It's just,
but what's
a
interesting
wedding.
about what you're saying right now is you're talking about an evening that sounds amazing and so much fun. By the way, I'm down for this evening. However, social media tells me these things last more than an evening. They're 3 or 4 days.
What?
Yes.
I don't think that
you.
I had just a very, very, my bachelorette parties. Like I absolutely remember being in the back of a New York City cab wearing like a penis headband that had like antennas, like 2 penises coming out of my headband.
Double peen. Yeah, double peen. Hell yeah, you're doing a double peen in the back of a cab. Fuck yeah.
Double banger headband.
Yeah, double bangers. Yeah.
And when you shook your head, they moved because
they got a jiggle.
Stainless steel coils.
You're getting free shots. You're wearing a penis necklace. Listen, I didn't say that I was I might like a mud bath, but I want to be wearing a double peen on the head while I'm in the bath. I'm not against that at all. I'm all for it. I'm all fucking for that.
Oh God. By the way, I definitely know for this particular bachelor party that we actually made a very strong rule, which was that you could not take pictures on a phone. So we gave everybody the Insta cameras that you got the photos developed. You know, back in the day where you take them to a place and you get them developed. Ooh, yeah. And by the way, when we got those photos,
yeah. It's like The Hangover. You're trying to piece it all together. Piece together the night.
Yeah. Do you think that when you think about your character on the show,
Joe Wilson?
I don't remember. See again. Remember memory. Did you have a bachelorette party?
Joe doesn't have any friends.
Right. I remember being your friend.
I love that you're just like, I say that and I'm waiting for you to be like, no, Joe Wilson does have friends. And you're like,
no,
yeah,
I don't remember you having
right. Arizona Robbins. Are you kidding me? She'd have the whole. Would you be a 4-day bachelorette party? Oh, Lord.
I think she might be.
Oh, God. She totally is.
I think she might be. I think she would have been.
Does she have one on the show? That's true.
No.
Bachelorette parties on the show.
No, but it's not too late. That's fun. And could you do a double peen headband on ABC? Can you do it on a network? Can you do double penis?
Can I tell you something? Situations? The time slot moved to 10 p.m. and that screams double peen.
Double peen at 10 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe you need to get married and have a bachelor. And Arizona will throw your bachelorette party.
Okay. It's done. It's been pitched. It's been pitched as out into the Grace pitch universe.
I love it.
I do have, because why not? There is apparently unspoken rules for attending a bachelorette party. I knew for a wedding, but I'm not so sure I know what the bachelorette party rules are. Okay, apparently, are you ready for this, Jess? Mm-hmm. Don't wear white.
Why?
I don't. Is it like it is what it is?
Right,
Jess.
okay, fine. Don't wear white. Don't get drunker than the bride to be. It's her night, and you are her babysitter. She's allowed to get trashed, but you need to stay sober enough to prevent accidents and disasters. My opinion on this one is that to keep everybody safe, maybe don't get super trashed on the bachelorette party night. First off, you're going to wake up with a hangover, and if you're on one of your 4-day bachelorette day vacations, you've got other days to be ready for.
Yeah, pace. Let's pace.
I know. We learned from the movies The Hangover. Like getting trashed. I don't know. It just doesn't ever end well.
I don't think it ends well.
So how about just nobody's getting trashed?
Maybe nobody get trashed. Maybe you help everyone pace themselves, and you're in charge. You're a water girl or boy.
Yeah.
Feed some water. Yeah. Anyway, don't gossip about the events of the night with anyone other than the people who were there. Duh.
Okay, don't try to bring your boyfriend or girlfriend or suggest they meet up with you later.
Ugh.
That's a no-brainer a little bit, no?
I don't feel like for some people it is. They're trying to sneak the partner in.
No, it's like guests of guests may not bring guests.
Of course not. No. Okay.
And then finally,
don't let the bride to be pay for anything.
I don't know about these rules. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay. I have thoughts. Go on.
Well, this one starts with, okay, so the groom and bride most of the time never pay for their own bachelor or bachelorette party, unless, of course, it's a party that requires airfare and or leaving the state or something that's super extravagant or over the top, meaning $1,000 plus per person. Or if there's a conversation beforehand on how to go about it, or clarify monetary expectations as a group. I agree with that. Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I don't think, yes. I think that if I think as a bride, part of your job is to not be a moron too, and just to take in everybody's financial situation, so that if you are, not going to be paying for your bachelorette party, you're just cognizant of everyone that you're inviting. And then hopefully it all kind of works out. Okay, the best man or maid of honor is usually tasked with planning it.
I think you do need a leader.
You can have a leader, but I think you can delegate, right? People have their own lives and, it can be a lot. These things can apparently be a lot.
Yeah. Private planes. Best man, maid of honor, then talks to the group either via text or in person, and usually telling the other members, hey, this is what I'm thinking, yada, yada, yada. And then they usually ask, so is everyone cool with taking care of the groom bride on this trip? And or are there any concerns about price or anything of that nature?
I think you don't group text. I think you text separately. Because with the group text, I'm going to tell you, I think once you decide on something, everyone individually, then you do the group text. I think that people might feel uncomfortable being like, hey, I don't have the money to do the Vegas, to do the thing.
Yep.
And you don't want to be in a group text talking about price.
No.
Okay. If there isn't, usually the groomsmen and bridesmaids take care of the groom bride. After all, that's kind of what the party is for. I think that like on the wedding day, they're there to help, fix if you're stressed, like, oh my God, my veil is, like needs steaming, like stuff. And I think that, sure, if at the bachelorette, what are we talking about? The bachelorette party? What are you taking care of exactly for them?
Like for mine, I remember there was hotels, and then there was dinner reservations, and because it was like a 2-night thing.
Yeah, so they're taking care of that stuff. They're not, applying your mascara. There are levels to taking care of things.
Mm-hmm. If there's any kind of problem, money-wise or anything else, typically that's when a best man or maid of honor will reach out to involve the bride or groom and tell them the situation, and either A, ask them if they're okay with chipping in equally or in part for their party, or B, ask them if they want to make any changes to accommodate whatever the issue is. Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, sounds reasonable. I think you got to be really careful as maid of honor if you are having a conversation on behalf of somebody else with the bride, that you're not like, oh my God, Barbara can't pay for all the penis straws. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like you got to be sensitive, because for some people it might be a sensitive situation. So you just be cool. Basically, just be cool, you guys.
Yeah, I do. And all the normal rules come into play for this. They will be your best friends, right? Don't take things personally. Yeah. It's not all about you. And this is a celebration. So don't forget your personal rules and be your number one fan. Advocate for yourself. Don't take things personally. And carry on. Also, remember, it's a fucking party. I gotta tell you, some of this has been a little bit downer. Like, don't shit on my party.
I know, to be honest, I think that the essence that we're missing a little bit with all the rules and the themes and all the things is that, like, this is about you getting married, making this awesome commitment, and your favorite people are with you, and you get to celebrate with them. And I feel like that's what we're trying to get at. I feel like we're losing the sense of that. The fun.
Where's the fucking fun, people? This is time to have fun. You're celebrating, you're excited, and you know what? Let it just be a little duck. Let that water roll right off your body.
Yeah.
Be like a little cartoon duck. Wiggle your little tush. Get that water right off the back.
It started with a backpack at the 1996 Centennial Olympic Games, a backpack that contained a bomb. While the authorities focused on the wrong suspect, a serial bomber planned his next attacks: 2 abortion clinics and a lesbian bar. But this isn't his story. It's a human story, one that I've become entangled with.
I saw, as soon as I turned the corner, basically someone bleeding out.
The victims of these brutal attacks were left to pick up the pieces, forced to explore the gray areas between right and wrong, life and death. Their once ordinary lives, and mine, changed forever.
It kind of gave me a feeling of pending doom.
And all the while, our country found itself facing down a long and ugly reckoning with a growing threat: far-right, homegrown, religious terrorism. Listen to Flashpoint on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Babe,
Yeah, babe.
do you think they can hear us?
Yeah, those are mics.
Guys, we are back. We are so excited. It is season 2 of your favorite New Girl Rewatch podcast. We have got a new season, we got a new name, and we got a brand new episode every week starting July 2nd.
Yeah, I am so excited for you folks to check out this mess around. When I say it's going to get weird, I mean, it's going to get
Just
weird.
okay, save it for the show.
Okay, that's probably for the best.
We've got some of your favorite people from the New Girl universe. We've got the creator and showrunner, Liz Merriweather. We got the Max Greenfield, Olivia Munn.
We also have some of your least favorites, like Jake Johnson.
Lamorne.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're listing off your favorites, like, he's still a favorite. He just, Hannah, what's up?
We do have Jake Johnson, though.
Yeah. Listen to The Mess Around on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Back in 1969, this was the hottest song around.
It's the time of the season.
So hot that some guys from Michigan tried to steal it.
Runs high.
My name is Daniel Ralston. For 10 years, I've been obsessed with one of the most bizarre and audacious cons in rock and roll history.
A group would have a hit record, and quickly they would hire a bunch of guys to go out and be the group.
People were being cheated on several levels.
After years of searching, we bring you the true story of the fake zombies.
I was like blown away. These guys are not going to get away with it.
Listen to the true story of the fake zombies on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, let's get into this. We call it crew questions.
Great. So Jillian wrote in and she said, I am a part of a wedding party and the bachelorette party is for 4 days. I understand that it's definitely not about me and my likes, but am I an asshole for being upset that I'm spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars and paid time off on a trip in a place that's not really my vibe and doing no activities that I'm really feeling? I'm sober and drinking and bar hopping is one of the main activities. Hat making. I don't wear hats. I promise I'm not boring nor pooping on anyone who likes to do these things. They just aren't me. Am I a jerk?
I actually feel a little bit angry about this.
Yeah.
This is spiking my rage. I do think that if you're sober and someone's like, hey, we're going to be bar hop, I feel like there needs to be a little bit of consideration here. 4 days is ridiculous. It's absurd. And thousands of dollars paid time off. This is a little much.
So not only are you not a jerk in Camilla's mind, she actually thinks that you're a truth teller. You're a sage, wise woman, Jillian. Yeah, I think that this is hard. This one's a hard one. And I also think, but here's the question.
You're going to be nicer about this than me.
No, I'm not. I'm just going to say, can you ask for a pass? I think not going to someone's wedding is a really big deal. I've had to go to weddings that were very hard for me to go to, and I did so because people feel some kind of way about people who don't go to their weddings.
I think that you go to the wedding and I think you say, hey, I can't make the full 4 days. I can come in I can fly in, whatever it is. I can come over for a day, and you pick the day. Maybe you pick the hat making. I don't know. What kind of hats are they making? You pick whatever day you vibe with the most, and you go in for that day. You make yourself seen. You wave a little penis straw. You do the whoops, and then you get out of there. You do a little in and out.
I think we land on compromise for this one a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because it's very important, especially if you've been invited, someone wants you to be a part of their celebration. And I think that you can absolutely go at the same time that you hold your line. And I also think listen, sobriety is a big deal and you have to honor that. And however you stay in sobriety. So my guess is that it's not actually a very good idea for someone who is sober to be bar hopping. And that's about you. So I think it's a little bit of, just looking at the itinerary and seeing what it is that you can participate in and feel really excited and show up with a full heart and excitement for, and the parts that are going to compromise you on some level or, really just not be your jam, which hat making is not. So no, I don't think you're a jerk. Be easy on yourself and find your path while also being able to show up for this friend.
Agreed. Okay, Nadia. She said, I just organized my best friend's bachelorette. It took place nearly 2 months ago, and I am still recovering from mean girl feelings. It was rough. The bachelorette party didn't know each other well beforehand, and one girl in particular seemed jealous and struggled with the fact that she wasn't in charge. Oh, God. She questioned every decision we made for 6 months and added just a thought to seem like a team player. The wedding was last weekend and the dynamic was the same. It's so awkward because she's not my friend, so I'm not close enough to say something, and I don't want to upset my bestie's friend. Why do we do this? Female relationships can be so tricky. Is it just me, or do men never have these issues?
Okay, so for me on this one, my first instinct is you made it through it. And from the sounds of this email, it's in the past. Leave it there. You got through it. It's done. I would let it go.
Yeah, because if she's not your friend, then you've seen her at the wedding and now it's just bygones. We're going to bygone this one. This is hard though, because you know what I do?
You live, you learn.
This brings up something and see their relationship status with the bride as, am I maid of honor? You're maid of honor. Does that mean you're more important? And so all of this stuff starts to creep in. I love the idea of not having a maid of honor, even though, and just kind of putting people in charge of different stuff. Like, you can be in charge of this, you're in charge of this, but maybe not having a maid of honor is like the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Oh, you're thinking there's a
I was the status piece was evidently resonating with me, given the earlier story of me stealing a bouquet and posing with it. So
I know. I'm sorry about that.
And it was really important to me that I made a toast. So
you made actually a beautiful toast.
Nadia, I say leave it in the past. And I think that men do have these kinds of issues. They just are different about it.
It manifests differently, I think.
It's not all or nothing. It's never always or never, but you don't hear it as much. But it's a tricky thing.
I think men peacock. I just think it manifests in a different way.
Yeah. I also think that weddings are, I feel this way about my birthday because I actually do love a party, and I wish there were more places to go and, again, dance spontaneously. And I sort of miss that part of my life where there was like something after dinner. Like, it feels like it's just dinner these days. Like, if you go out, you have dinner.
Do you really miss it though? Because I'm so tired by the end of dinner.
No, I do. I mean, I do. I really like at first. Yeah, I do. You ask anyone. No, I like a party. I like to get it going. And like wanting to be in bed at 9. If you get me past 9, if you just keep on pushing me, I get there and then I go hard. And I love a party. And I miss that piece of life, that what happens after dinner. Another story for another time, but after a dinner party, I really did like a major rally cry for 3 of the friends I was with. And I was like, we are not fucking going home. We are not going home. We are going out. And we went out and it felt a lot like, this is 40.
Yeah. Like you're the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. Like you're the T-Rex in the club. It's just you're fucking
with
ancient.
my short little arms, with my tiny little arms.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
kind of cocktails do you have here? Awesome
And
sauce.
excuse me, in that red solo cup, can you please pour me some Chopin vodka and soda with do
Cool
you have some
beans.
real lime juice?
Cool beans. I
would
love
be
that.
amazeballs. Thanks so
Yeah.
much. Anyways, I like a party, and I think that for the point that I was getting to about my birthday is that weddings are hard because any celebration you're asked to call together all of the people in your life, and not all the people in your life know each other very well or get along. And I actually almost find it stressful to have all of my friends together because I have friends I don't have like one girl group or one pack of friends. I have friends from everywhere. And while I can tell you that the common thread is kindness and fun, it's not, I don't know that they'd all get along. As a matter of fact, sometimes they haven't. And that's a bummer because I don't want to manage it on a day that I'm trying to celebrate. So yeah, live in the past. Well, I mean, I feel like that is how I feel about bachelorette parties and weddings in general, is that I think knowledge is power. I think you check in with your bridal party and see where everyone's at. I think that kind of falls on the person who brings it all together. I think that the bride should be the one that she knows the personalities the best. And I think she figures out what's going to be, the best for the group. And then I think when you're the guest, I think you just need to be along for the ride.
You rally.
Again, it's also not about you.
It's not about you. You rally, but you rally in a way that is not going to break the bank.
Yeah.
You rally in a way that feels comfortable.
Over a bachelorette party.
Yes, exactly right. All right. I love this. Lord, bachelorette party season.
By the way, I actually sort of feel like maybe this has inspired me
to have a bachelorette party.
I think we might
again.
need to figure out how to have a party. You and I, party of two. Let's have a party. Let's do a retreat.
Honestly, okay,
it's
you guys. If we do a retreat, we will make it a work retreat, quote unquote, and bring you guys with us. Tequila shots on the pod.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Do we wear the penis straws? Tell us
Yes.
if you would like to see this happen, and maybe we make it happen for you.
Yes, a call it what it is retreat. Call it what it is, a retreat.
A retreat.
Okay, well, this has been amazing. And I'm so excited to hear more about how the first episode goes this season and move deeper into this beautiful summer. And I just love being with you. So I'll see you soon.
Okay, let's call it the end of the episode.